Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. So we're inside the flooded Faron Woods, and we just finished picking up the Tad Tones, a task assigned to us by the Water Dragon. Now that we've taken care of that, I've taken the liberty, as you can see, of meeting you kind of towards the top of the tree, basically just to avoid all the needless traveling back and forth. So since we've completed her mind-numbing task, let's go ahead and talk to her. She's been good about holding up her end of bargain, so we should get a part of the Song of the Hero here. So, of course, now that we've completed this this completely pointless task, we're now worthy of being called a hero. So that's good, at least. I don't know, if you ask me, I think Link's getting a little too into it. I mean, she's not so good a singer that you need to just close your eyes and be completely enveloped in her song or anything. But, yeah, so she's originally planned to keep the woods underwater, but realizes we're not the most amphibious creature in the world. So she's going to return the woods to her natural state, return to her hall. So basically, everything's going to go back to the way it was before. Alright, and of course the Kikwees have now been able to return to their natural habitat. I imagine if the woods had stayed that way for too much longer, they probably would have just, like, starved out and died. You know, which is a little depressing. I kind of like the Kikwees, so that would be a bad thing to happen to them. Yeah, I don't know, can Kikwees swim, actually? They've never really been put in that situation, so, like, I have no idea. It's kind of interesting, but... So, once Fi is finished pointing out the obvious here, we need to go to the other two regions and collect the other two parts of the song. We are almost done with Faron Woods, but we've just got a couple little things to do, one of which we can take care of now. So we are going to return to the sky for the time being, but we're going to drop back down here immediately afterwards. So let's go ahead and take care of that. And of course, now that the woods are no longer flooded, we have our full access to every single bird statue we activated before. We're going to go up here by Skyview Temple, and this is going to be just a quick little detour. It won't take too long. And also, as we head back down, we can notice a little bit of something. The water, I guess, did kind of do its job because most of the monsters are gone at this point. Mostly just kind of like the naturally occurring stuff like Octoroks and like Dekubabas and stuff like that. Remember, there was previously a Moblin here before guarding the area, and he's nowhere to be seen, so... I guess that makes your trek through here a little bit easier. Unfortunately, there's really nothing else we need to do for the most part, so... And whoa, yeah, see, there's the Dekubaba, like I said. And that sound you're hearing is our air potion running out. It's kind of interesting because that does get saved, like, between saving and quitting and loading the file back up, because this is actually a week after I just did the whole Tad Tone thing, and it still had my air potion active, which was pretty neat. So you can see we're using our claw shots here on these vines in order to get up. And once we reach the top, there's a goddess cube here. This is basically all we came here for. It's also worth mentioning, if I didn't before, which I don't think I did, but now that we have the True Master Sword, our Skyward Strike is actually charged quite a lot faster. It's, you know, near instantaneous, so it's quite a bit faster than it was before, which is pretty nice. However, that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to really be using it any more than you did before, so it's just kind of a nice little bonus, I guess. Anyway, we're done with what we came here to do, so let's head back up to the sky. We will actually be returning to Skyloft in between. I'm probably going to exchange that potion medal because it's not really going to help us out any. And we also have one more side quest to do, which is actually the last one in the game. Oh, I didn't even think about it. I just mentioned going back to the item check like it was no big thing, but I forgot we pretty much just broke this girl's heart, so let's see what she's gonna say. Sorry for acting so crazy. Thought long and hard about it, and she's completely over it, so hey, you know, it all worked out in the end. I guess, I don't know, maybe we've helped her mature a bit or something. So, no regrets. Alright, and business as usual, so if you felt bad before, you know, maybe a little revisit, you'll feel a little bit better at the end. Like, you know, yeah, we kind of gave her a hard time before, but, you know, now she's grown from the whole experience. Yeah, that's good. Alright, so this is basically all I came to take care of. I didn't really mean to show you all this, because, you know, who really cares? It's just moving items around in a pouch. So let's go ahead and finish, and then we will get to what we need to do here. And we can come by anytime we need to remind ourselves about how beautiful she is. Well, okay, she's got a little bit of an attitude, but, you know, I'll give that to her, I guess. So our next side quest is actually going to start up here at the Knight Academy. And we're going to head all the way down to the end of the hall. And instead of talking to Gaypora, he doesn't really have anything for us, we are going to head into Alan's room. There we go, all these interesting plant species. You can see that, yes, he does indeed want to talk. So let's see what's up. And, of course, we can update him about the Levias situation. He did kind of have a little bit invested in it as well. So, yeah, we tell him we were successful, and he knew there was something special about us. Wasn't surprised, so that's good. Don't lose faith. Okay, so now he's going to give us a little bit of a request, and kind of gloating about his authority as a, you know, plant expert here. So he's also actually afraid that he's collected everything he can hope to collect. Of course, yeah, there's kind of a limited amount of places you can go up here in the sky, you know? So he wants us to go look for a new plant species, perhaps something exotic to turn a few heads. Yeah, sure, we'll give it a shot. So he wants something no one will have seen before. Well, pretty much anything on the surface would fit that bill, you know? But, oh well. So we can, of course, use dowsing to find it. Again, it's kind of a little abstract. Just set a plant. Like, you know, it wouldn't be hard to just find any plant, but no, there's one in particular we gotta douse for. So, again, we're not gonna bother with all that, and we are free to go. So this is one that you can pretty much kind of figure out on your own. Like, there is kind of a train of thought that leads to it. Obviously, it's pretty easy to guess that we are going to have to head back to Faron Woods to find what he's looking for. But what exactly he's looking for might benefit from dousing a little bit. So on our next trip off to Faron Woods here, we are going to land, let's see if I can find it, at the viewing platform. Let's go ahead and descend. Okay, so now that we are back here in Faron Woods, once again, it feels like we just can't escape this place, you know? What we are actually looking for, I believe, is Ulu the Kikwi. So he's kind of over here in this little area. So I think we created a shortcut to get there by pushing off a log. And yeah, it looks like it's this one over here. Gotta watch out for the birds. Of course, they're still around. You know, they wouldn't go away. And we can hop down, and we can see Ulu is kind of in his being a plant form, which is, again, still kind of cute. But let's go ahead and talk to him. And yes, it is just this Kikwi in particular. It doesn't work with any of the other ones. But, what shoulders? Yeah, you don't even have shoulders, man. What are you talking about? Oh, they're just not very pronounced, okay. So yeah, this is kind of the paranoid Kikwi. He's kind of the conspiracy theorist of the group, I guess. So he says there's no way he's ever going to come out of hiding. Not ever. And sometimes he wonders if there's somewhere peaceful he can live without fear. Yeah, I can definitely help you out there, buddy. So, of course, we're going to be yeah, I kind of like this. I can verify with only 40% accuracy that this person is a plant. You know, that's kind of a good point. Like, is that a plant? Is it an animal? Is it some kind of weird hybrid? I don't know, but let's call Scrapper. So, I think those are probably the lowest odds that Fi ever gives when it comes down to it. And, you know, that is kind of a coin flip. Like, I don't really know. Alright, so down comes Scrapper. Move it, yeah, reduces your overall efficiency. The good news, however, is like I said before, this is the final side quest of the game, which means no more Scrapper. So, I don't believe you ever need him for any more story-related stuff, and of course, there's no more side quests, so by my logic, then, that would mean we can finally say goodbye to him after this. Alright, so now that we have taken Ulu up to the sky, we have to get there ourselves. So I won't make you watch getting all the way back there. We get to swing on this rope, though. It's always fun. But anyway, we're going to head back to Skyloft and see if that counts as a plant for him. Okay, so back inside the Knight Academy, and we are ready to deliver Ulu to Alan here. And of course, he just drops it on the floor. You need to learn to be more gentle, man. Alright, well, I don't think we're gonna have need of you again, so adios. Yeah, and see, Alan's having to mull over the same question. Like, really, you know, that is a good question. Oh, so then he kind of freaks out and hides, and of course, yep, the world's still full of new plants. It looks like we've kind of rekindled this guy's fire, I guess. So there you go. You know, it kind of works out for everyone. Alan gets a new species to study, and that Kikui can have a nice, peaceful place to live. You know, there's never really any conflict here, so... Alright, and that's also going to give us our last bunch of gratitude crystals, bringing us to a grand total of 80. Awesome, which means we are now also ready to collect our final reward and finish off that whole deal with Betrow. Okay, so let's make our final stop at Betrow's place. Let's go ahead and give him the rest of our gratitude crystals. And if he's not mistaken, that's all of the gratitude crystals in the whole world. From this point forward, no one is ever going to be thankful for anything. Alright, so he's going to give us his final gift, which is, of course, the Tycoon Wallet. I love this description. No wallet can match the cavernous capacity and luxurious quality of this one. And it stores 9,000 rupees, so that is, of course, definitely going to max out our rupee carrying potential. Okay, so with this, he now has all the gratitude crystals he needs, so let's see if he can make the transformation. It's pretty cool. Wow, dude. You can still totally tell that's Betrow. That's awesome. Well, you know, at least you don't look like a monster anymore, so, you know, that's good. Something like that. Alright, so of course, now he plans to live with everyone else, and that pretty much, yeah, I could not recognize who was standing before you. Dude, look in a mirror, man. You'll definitely be able to tell it's still you. Alright, so yeah, definitely a happy ending for Betrow. He still looks kind of funny, but, you know, at least he looks like a person now, and hopefully won't freak everybody out. So there we go. Breaking the curse on Betrow actually has one other impact that isn't immediately obvious, but we'll be able to tell once we head back outside. You can see I met you back out here at night. So once we make it back out to the graveyard, as we walk around for a little bit, you might be able to tell that things are, I don't know, slightly more peaceful out here. Yes, actually breaking the curse on Betrow rids Skyloft of all of its monsters. And also, one other thing that I kind of like is the rimlets are still here, and they're no longer mean at night. They're friendly, and we can pick them up and run around with them. So, that's awesome. So, yeah, the rimlets are all, they're not evil at night anymore, so I guess they don't have to worry about Mia, remember from earlier in the game. They can keep her inside at night. It's pretty cool. And also, as we walk around, we can see some familiar faces kind of taking a stroll around at night now that it's safe. Many of the residents are kind of just walking around in random places, you know, enjoying the nighttime breeze and all that. So yeah, it's kind of neat, you know, bringing peace back to Skyloft. So it kind of helps not only Betrow, but really everyone else in the process as well. So you can see Pero, I think was his name, out here just strolling around. So it's cool to see Skyloft in this peaceful state at night. You know, it's definitely a lot more relaxing. You don't have to worry about monsters and stuff, so I definitely like it. However, we are basically finished with all the side quest stuff now, which means it's time to head towards the next destination. Of course, Pippet's still on patrol, which is weird because there's no monsters anymore. I wonder if he says anything about that, actually. He's still talking about that whole thing we witnessed with his mom the other day. We won't tell him anything, of course, but yeah. So there's nothing really left here to do in Skyloft. We're just going to go ahead and sleep until morning, and then we will head out to our next destination. And now that morning has dawned on the great city of Skyloft, we are now ready to head out to our next destination. Of course, we've still got the two other regions to go to, the Eldin Volcano and the Lanayru Desert. And like I mentioned before, I'm going to continue to do them in sort of the intended order, I suppose, which means next we are going to be heading out for the Eldin Volcano. So, pretty nice little straight shot from here, got a boost in everything, so it looks like I picked the correct pier to jump off of. And down we go. Man, that was fast. That's probably the fastest flying trip I've ever had. So you can notice we don't get a chance to choose our waypoint, so something's definitely up. Let's see what's going on. Well, that wasn't exactly friendly, now was it? You can see we're flashing red, we're inside this prison, looks like we've been captured by the bokoblins. Things got a little bit nastier on the volcano, it seems. So yes, we are down to 2 hearts, and we're now imprisoned. We also do not have any of our items. We don't have any of our adventure pouch items. No sword, no shield, no nothing. We're back to bare minimum. This is literally a weaker state than we started out the game in. So, if you want, we can break some of these pots here and get some hearts. I would hope that we could get enough hearts to actually like stop this annoying kind of beeping sound. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Even with 5, we're still indicated that we're low on life. So we can pretty much, there's not really, you're kind of just left to figure out what to do. Of course, since we don't have the sword, we don't have fire around either, which is mostly a blessing. I was going to say it's a blessing and a curse, but you know, it's just mostly a blessing. So as we kind of fool around in here, looks like a magma's made his way in. If you don't remember, this is the guy that we kind of had to chase around, and he gave us a heart piece at the end, so. No, we didn't forget your ugly mug, man. So, yeah, what are you up to now? Well is kind of general. I guess we'll just tell him that. I mean, we are searching, but I think either way, the dialogue is exactly the same. So I don't really like those fantasy stories. That's because they're all true, pretty much. So, of course, the bad guys have congregated, so he assumes there's going to be some loot to be had. And yeah, they swiped all our stuff. So, of course, first things first, we're going to have to get our gear back. And he's going to help us out once again. He's going to get us started by handing us back the magma mitts. So that's going to be obviously how we're going to get out of here. And away he goes. Cool. So can we finally pick up this barrel now? Nice, we can. It's a pretty sturdy tent, you know? We can throw a giant like wooden barrel at it and it doesn't even flinch. I wonder what this material even is, but of course, we have our magma mitts, we have a dig spot, so let's go ahead and burrow. And just a pretty straightforward linear path here. It might have been interesting actually to see what was above the surface so we could actually see ourselves tunneling out. That would be kind of cool. Okay, so now we're on the outside. First things first, I'm going to take the opportunity to rest here so we can stop flashing red and not have that annoying sound anymore. There we go, all rested up, so. We can also dig here. I don't even know what there would be. Ooh, some seeds. Actually, that's kind of useful. We don't have our slingshot yet, but we will be using it actually later on. There's some cursed keys over there and some pots. There's no need to check that out. You'll probably just get hit by the keys because we have no way to defend ourselves right now, so. Let's just go ahead and continue along the one path available to us. And this is going to bring us out into the main region of the volcano where we get this really cool view. You can see it's either it's nighttime or it's just so cloudy that it's gotten this dark. And get a really nice image of the volcano erupting there. Haven't seen something that cool looking since Death Mountain back in the day, you know? Alright, so for whatever reason, this Sheikah stone has just kind of popped up here. We can get some video hints if we want, but there's really no need to. So let's go ahead and drop down, and I think once we get here, yeah, the magma's going to pop back up again. So yeah, we shouldn't be out here, but I mean, what are we going to do? Just sit in the cell, you know? Alright, so you can definitely guess what's going on here. We're completely helpless, it's kind of dark out, there's spotlights, there's enemies patrolling. So yes, this is actually the stealth section of this Zelda game. It's pretty common for them to put at least a little bit of something, you know, kind of stealth-wise in Zelda games, so you could kind of see it coming, I guess. But he's also going to mark our map with the locations of all of our items, so we can use that to sort of plan our escape. Essentially, we're just going to be going kind of down here, then get the slingshot, then the bombs, and then we're done. So, you know, pretty simple. See, now, what I would have to say is, if he knew that those were in the treasure chest, why didn't he just get them and bring them back to us, you know? Like, stick them all in that big backpack of yours or something, you know, be somewhat useful. I guess he did give us our mitts, so I can't chastise him too much. Alright, so we are going to have to sneak around this place. I'm going to kind of wait here because there is a bokoblin that patrols around. Their line of sight is pretty small, like it's really not too bad. Okay, yeah, there he is. So we can go ahead and just kind of wait for him here. I think he gets pretty far along. Yeah, there he comes. So we might as well just wait down here. But the other thing that's kind of annoying is if you get caught, it's an instant game over. You'd think maybe you just have to start over, but no, you get you saw that catapult kind of in that intro scene. You get pretty much just smashed with that thing, so that's an instant game over if you get caught. The good news is you can just select to continue and you'll literally just start over, so it's basically the same thing, but still, you know, it feels bad to get a game over, right? Okay, so now that we're down here, we're going to have to make our way along. Yeah, and red shoes are going to pop up every now and then. We have no sword, no weapons, or anything, so, you know, we can't do anything about them. You just got to avoid them for the time being. So now we have this really overcomplicated tunnel to dig through. We're going to have to make our way all the way around first through these rocks. Gonna hit the bomb flower. And that will, of course, clear our path over here to hit this bomb flower. And that will let us get out. It would have just been a straight line, but no, we had to go literally all the way around the place. Okay, so once we burrow up on this side, I believe we're going to be pretty close to our first weapon we can get back. We just got a little bit more ways to walk. Let's go ahead and head up this slope here. Oh, watch out for the chews. Yeah, they almost always get me because I just like run at full speed. So we're going to be introduced to kind of these spotlight towers. The good news is they are incredibly easy to avoid. Searchlights can be some of the most annoying things when it comes to stealth sections, but these searchlights are entirely stationary. They just stay around this tower, so as long as you don't walk into their radius, they'll never catch you, and the bokoblins are blind to whatever's beyond it, so you don't need to worry about these really at all. Just don't walk into the cone of light and you'll be good. Alright, so we gotta make our way through here. Unfortunately, this guy decided to go the one way that would block my path, so we're gonna have to kind of follow his tail here for a bit. Dude, just get out of the way, man. I guess I could have done that from the start, but whatever. Okay, so once we climb these two ledges, we'll be able to open our first chest, and of course, each one of these is going to have one piece of equipment. This is going to give us back the gust billows. And if you're wondering, no, there's really no way to kind of just, like, skip. Maybe, I mean, if there's some kind of crazy glitch out there I don't know of, but, like, just throughout the course of the game, there's really no way to just skip one of the weapons or anything. You have to have each one in order to get to the end, so...